Have you seen Schitt's Creek? Of course you have. So then you're familiar with Emily Hampshire. And she wrote Amelia Aierwood, Basic Witch, the graphic novel. It came out earlier this year. It was printed by Hello Egg Corporation, which is Canadian. I'm not really familiar with a lot of their work, but this was quite fun. It's her first graphic novel that she has co-written with Elliot Rahal, and it was illustrated by Kristen Gudsnuck. Maybe I'm saying that correctly. I'm not sure, but it's an amazing last name, so it's pretty cool. Amelia does break the fourth wall a few times. She throws in some little quirky things in there when she does. I don't want to spoil those for anybody who hasn't read it. It's a good read. It definitely has a find yourself, realization, own yourself type of message, which I think is always really good and something that we should continue to push. And it just accept others for who they are. They are different. There's one character in here who mentions that they're trans, and that's it. That's all they said. Amelia doesn't question that person and makes them their best friend, which I thought was cool. So it's like, you don't have to make a big deal about it. There's cute little moments in there. Amelia is a bit of a handful, so I can see why the family gets a little frustrated with her at times. Overall, everyone's good characters in this. There really isn't a bad person. There isn't an antagonist, honestly, in this. Amelia is almost kind of her own antagonist. This is your spoiler alert. If you have not read this, turn this off, go read it, and then come back. Amelia is third out of 4 kids in the Aierwood family, and they are all witches, and they are part of a reality TV show. And her mother is this huge deal within the community because she has been a great philanthropist, but also is an amazing businesswoman. And her eldest daughter is also going along that track. She's pretty much following in her mother's footsteps. And then the second daughter is doing more of the modeling, social media. And there's Amelia, and then there's her younger brother who they call Spaghetti. We'll go to him in a minute. But Amelia's different. She is the one that struggles the most with her magic and gets her into all sorts of trouble. One being she was trying to watch over her younger brother. It got very cold outside. They were somewhere up in the mountains. The rest of the family had gone off and were doing something. Amelia was trapped with her little brother. Power went out. It's getting cold. And she tried to use magic and somehow turned her brother into a Yeti. Now they call him Spaghetti. Spaghetti the Yeti. Everyone's very accepting of him, which I thought was great. He definitely looks like a Yeti. That's him as a little kid. He's super cute. Currently, they are supposed to be going to the red carpet premiere for their second season of their reality show. Amelia screws up, uses magic, makes them all late to the red carpet. They cut her out of the show. She's not even in it. Their other 3 children are, and really, actually, the father's not in it either. He's off doing his own thing. I'm not really sure what he does. He's just very rarely present. And when he is, he doesn't do much. But it's the mother who takes care of the children and also runs her giant empire. So I give her kudos for that. She's a boss in more ways than one. You can tell that Spaghetti doesn't really want to be in the spotlight the way that the rest of the Aierwoods want to be. Spaghetti is becoming very popular, and really, when hasn't Spaghetti been popular? But he's using his newfound fame as leverage to get Amelia back into the show. She and her brother are going to pitch a new idea to their mother, who runs all of this and determines what's going to be on the show. Amelia loves to bake bread and really to make food, particularly snack food. She does it without magic, which is really cool considering she is a witch, but she's also not a very good witch. That's what they want to put on there, is like a cooking segment within the show, so Amelia can have that, and that's her thing. Great. So she and Spaghetti go to their mother and pitch this idea. She takes it. She loves it. She's like, yeah, let's do it. So they're gonna do it. They're gonna set up the cooking show, but Amelia ends up using her magic because she wants to take a little bit of an easier way out, and of course sets fire to the set, and it just goes horribly wrong. Spaghetti is also going to be turning 16 in true fashion for a new 16-year-old. They're going to throw a big party, but he doesn't want just a party, so they going to spin it also as a fundraiser too. So they've sold off the tables. You had to pay to come to this fundraising event and also to honor him. Of course, the best caterer in the world cancels last minute. Crap, what are they gonna do? They're all at the event. Amelia finds out from the PA, who is her new friend. I believe you say it's Neela. I don't know, it's pretty cool. I like Neela. Finds out from Neela that the caterer is not gonna be coming. They don't have any way to get people food at this event. So she just takes off and she says, I'm gonna do it. She makes some sandwiches and everybody loves them. But of course, she couldn't make enough fast enough to feed everyone at the event. So then she uses magic. That's where everything falls apart. Spotlight gets taken away from Spaghetti because, of course, there's sandwiches raining down from the sky with toothpicks. And a few people are getting injured from this. They're freaking out. Of course, this is a horrible publicity thing in their mother's eyes. Spaghetti lashes out at Amelia, rightfully so. I mean, she did ruin his big event. It says, it's always about you. It ends up always being about Amelia. I can see how he feels like that. All of the kids feel that way as she just keeps screwing up. And so that takes the spotlight away from the rest of them onto her. And she doesn't mean to. She doesn't think before she acts. She also then finds out that her so-called friend, the PA, was hired by her mother to be her friend. Now Amelia feels like she's never had a real friend. There is a contract that their mother is trying to get Spaghetti to sign, and it would be something that is going to take him to stardom. He's gonna have endorsement deals. They're talking about movies with him. He's gonna be a huge component in the show moving forward and how they're gonna market everything for the Aierwoods. Spaghetti had told Amelia he wasn't really into that. He has his own ideas that are a bit more low-key. But being an Aierwood, there is an expectation. I get that, especially from your parents. They do have expectations from you, whether or not they say that they do. They have this idea of what they would want you to be. That's not necessarily wrong. I mean, I think we all do that. We all have expectations of other people. It can set people up for failure, and it can also make them feel trapped into being something that they really aren't. And that lesson gets brought out towards the end, where Spaghetti actually finally sits down and owns up to what it is that he wants to do and talks to their mother. She's all for it. Amelia's like, I came in here and was ready to take you down. I was gonna talk some sense into you and I wasn't gonna let him sign that contract. And she's like, Amelia, did you really think I was that bad of a mother? There is a lesson for all of them to learn who they truly are. They need to actually listen to each other. Communication's key in the real world and in stories. People need to work on that more and more. We just create our own narratives in our head. That's obviously not fair to the other person because you didn't give them a chance to say or do what it was that they were actually going to respond with. You just assumed that that was what they were going to say. The older two sisters still doing their thing, and they still have their show. They're doing their big business stuff, and that is awesome and great. But Amelia gets her dream, the sandwich. So she finally gets to open up her sandwich shop. And her brother works there in the back. Neela works there as well. It seems really good. And Amelia and Neela actually live up in the loaf section of the building, which I thought was fun. So the two of them live together. Amelia's no longer with her parents, living with them. It seems all great. Wraps it up very nicely. There really isn't any cliffhangers left. I just thought it was a cute story. And if you're looking for a one and done type of graphic novel, or to maybe get your kids into it, or something just really lighthearted, particularly around the Halloween season, I'd grab this. It was great. For a first time writer, I thought it was awesome. For the story, I'd give it a 4. Like I said earlier, it doesn't have an antagonist, but at the same time, I think there was a lesson in that. Because there wasn't. You almost wanted the mother to be kind of bad or full of herself, but she really wasn't. She cares greatly about her children. That is an awesome thing to see. A woman who is very much in the public eye can also be a loving and caring provider. She loves her children. That's awesome to see. For the art, I thought it was a lot of fun. They're drawn so well, like the sandwich shop again, but all the characters are very expressive. There's a lot going on. To have like Eddie brother is pretty cool. They did make the other children, they're all very different looking, which I thought was, again, fun to see. I give the art a 5. So overall, I would definitely sleeve this. This was great. Also, if you can find a sleeve big enough for that. But I would sleeve it. It was a lot of fun to read. If there is anything else that Emily Hampshire comes out with, I'm gonna pick that up as well too. Let me know if you read this or just, you know, whatever your favorite Schitt's Creek moment was. I'm always down to talk about that as well too. This has been Victoria with Merlin's Vault. Bye.